Good morning everyone, the MMDA are back on the road. Right now they're in Baclaran. There was already a clearing team that went through here earlier this morning from the Metro Park Clearing Group led by Francis Martinez. So it should be very clear, but let's take a look. Over here I can see some vendors rolling away their carts. Of course this is a reality, the side streets end up as being storage for the carts and then later on they bring them out again. And over here is a SWAT team. Of course PMP offer security to the team and also keep public order. And you might have noticed there's lots of MMDA sweeping up trash, making it into piles. Of course this trash just gets scattered all over the road, all over the street. This is a side effect of having the vendors here, of course, because when they finish with their food, when they finish with their drinks, they just throw the trash on the floor and wait for other people to clear it up. There's really just trash everywhere. Oh, I was about to say there's no more pee bottles, but apparently there are still pee bottles. And over here you can see the vendors have occupied the space of Philippine National Bank again. I don't know what to say. Of course they're going to roll away now, but later they'll just roll back again. And over here you can see more of the vendors rolling their stuff down the side street. That's why many roads in Baclaran can't be passed anymore, because it's just full of carts like this. And by afternoon you cannot pass through here because it's completely blocked this side, completely blocked this side. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why they block the road. When commuters come down from the train station, they don't want them to be able to get onto a jeepney or onto a tricycle. So what they do is they completely block both sides, so commuters have no choice but to walk through all the stores, and of course that means they buy stuff. And of course further down here by the train station, a few of them are wheeling away, and under the train station here things are actually worse again. They're not even on wheels anymore. Now these are permanent structures that have been installed. I was asking these guys who permitted the stalls, but they weren't able to tell me. Lots more pee bottles here also. It's really a step backwards. It really is a step backwards, because this is going to take so many hours to clear. So many hours.
Gumawa kayo ng papel na pinapayagan kayo. Kasi kung sino ang kinakausap nyo, hingin ng pera sa inyo, magbabayad kayo. Mamaya pagdating ko, tatanggalin ko kayo. Kasi wala kayong permit. Diba? Kayo ang kawawa. Alam nyo, hindi naman ako nang luloko sa inyo. Sila nang luloko sa inyo, kausap nyo. Kasi sa kanila kayo nagbabayad. Diba? May binabayaran ba kayo sa akin? Ako nandito ako dahil kailangan kong i-clear. Yan ang utos sa taas. Ngayon, makausap nyo, sila nang luloko sa inyo. Ha? Niloloko lang kayo. Sabi, okay na sa taas. Ito, may mapa. Diba? Kayong kawawa. Kaya dapat magipagtulungan kayo sa akin para hindi kayo nahihirapan, di ba?
Over here you can see they've already started to pack up their stuff, and the barangay will say this is a livelihood program, but I don't think this is what the DSWD had in mind when they came up with livelihood programs. They're thinking of you know, like a simple buko vendor or something like that, not a store that's selling hundreds of different counterfeit sneakers. These are big business. Make no mistake, these are professionals. And the SCOG team are now moving in to take all this down. I don't know if they'll be confiscating items. The SCOG team look to be sad. It looks like this car here is being put on the back of the truck, so they'll be confiscating this. Maybe not. I'm curious to see if this stuff they're dismantling will go on the back of the truck. Let's watch. Well, it looks like they're not confiscating this either. So this man said there's some kind of deal the vendors have. I don't know who it's with though, because whenever you say who did you make a deal with, they don't give you a name. So the team are now leaving the area. Good morning everyone, it's the next day and the team are now heading back to Baclaran LRT station. We'll see how it looks. Over here I can see Francis Martinez, head of Metro Park Clearing Group. I wonder what he's doing or what they're doing here. Okay, they're cleaning up these wires here. That will make it much easier to spot when the vendors have reconnected a jumper wire. You'll see they're also sweeping up the trash here. Unfortunately, there are bottles of urine. The vendors love leaving bottles of urine around for people to clean up. And as we approach the train station, you can see many of the vendors are already wheeling their stuff down the side roads. They don't have any legitimate place to store their goods, so they just use the side streets. Unfortunately, that's why there's so much traffic in Baclaran, because if the vendors aren't doing business in the road, they're storing stuff in the road. Again, you can see trash just all over the place. When they finish with their stuff, they just throw it on the floor. They don't have any respect for the area. If you look here, there's missing barriers because what they do is they break them down, they bend them back and forth until they break down, and then they place their stalls here. In the afternoon, you can't even pass through here. Only on a motorcycle. Cars cannot pass through here, jeepneys cannot pass through here, and if a jeepney tries, he'll be harassed, because they do not want public transport going through here. What they want is commuters coming down from the train station and then walking the whole way through all of their stalls. So that's why they harass the jeepneys, and that's why they block the road. And over here you can see they're now dismantling these stalls. Yesterday they were advised not to dismantle them, and over here is the Abner of Baclaran. He's the one that negotiates with the barangay, with the city, with MMDA.
Ito, pwede ba kami masunod dito? Huwag ka na mag-suggest. Basta kung anong sinabi namin, yun ang susundin. Tapos, ha?
Sige, yatras na. Para yatras na.
Sunod na lang kayo. Parto siya tapos na eh. Okay na eh.
Oh, sige.
Wala na kayong problema yan. Hindi na namin kayo istorbohin dyan. Parang yung sa'yo doon. Hindi na namin istorbo, di ba? So, ganun gagawin natin dito. Basta ito, yung amin. Sa'yo. Di ba?
Ang inaano kasi dito,
So, pampisan mo na.
dapat dito, nadadaanan nito. So, ang inano ni General kahapon, nung kasama ko si Colonel, yun, i-occupy na yung likod na yun. Harap-harapan na gano'n, di ba? Sabi, harapan. May isa nakaharap doon, yung isa nakaharap dito. Tapos may daan lang. Pero ito, hindi na talaga ubra. Ha?
Iba ko na kay Jamil.
Tapos, yung gitna, madadaanan ng
Tao. Oh, sige.
sasakyan.
Ito naman, babalik na rin lang eh.
Oh, sige. Sabi
Doon
ko
na
kay Jamil
nakaharap yan eh. Basta ito, close itong buong anong to.
Oh, sige. Sabi ko kay Jamil.
Ayaw ko na rin kasi kahapon.
Oh, sige.
May pinadala sa akin na picture pag alis namin. Napuno dito. Lahat. So, since binigyan na namin kayo
problema,
ng...
di ba? Sinabi pa ni Sir.
Ikaw naman ang pinapakinggan
Oo.
dito, kayo naman.
Opo.
So, since binigyan na namin kayo ng pwesto, di ba? Hindi na kayo istorbohin. Pwede ba? Ibigay nyo naman to. Huwag nyo naman, sabihan nyo naman yung pwesto dito na wag. Kayo na yung magbabantay. Pwede ba? Ha?
Kausapin mo sila lahat.
Oo.
Tulungan mo naman ako.
Alam ko, ikaw naman yung...
Ano naman yan? Si
Ikaw naman yung pinapakinggan
Kailangan na,
dito,
tulungan mo ko na pagano. Kasi hindi naman pwede nang ako lang. Yun
Tulungan
ang...
natin yan. Ang hinano lang muna namin, hindi muna natin kung ano yung sinasabi ni Sir.
Oh, para...
Gawin muna natin, tapos kung ano man ang magiging ano, madali ka naman pumunta kay boss eh, nakakausap mo. Ang inaano lang talaga dito ni Sir, wala talaga dapat nakaharap dito sa kalsada. Dahil talagang padadaanan na nga ito ng sakyan. Kung mapapansin, halos araw-araw na nga ito ino-operate dahil nga sa report. Sa itaas, na talaga napupuno nga ng vendor ito.
Yun ang sinasabi niya sa akin. Sabi ko na kailangan, tulungan ako ni Sir at saka si Francis. Sabi ni Sir,
Ngayon.
mag-usap kayo ni Francis para magkaintindihan kayo kung anong gagawin niyo.
Ngayon, nag-usap na tayo. Sabihin mo sa grupo mo, italikot na to para at least meron na makita na meron na tayo na-umpisa. Kasi kung kami pagigiba niya, ay malaking permis siya.
Pangakukuha ko ng...
Dahil ano yun na natin, para at least may makita, ma-video naman niya, no? Para nakita gumagalaw na.
Francis, sa likod.
Sa kabila.
Baka naman pwede.
Side.
Sa gilid doon. Baka pwede kasi gilid naman yan eh. Yan ang talagang gilid, yung dyan.
Ang inaano kasi dyan na siya, pwede naman kayo sa side na yan kasi yun naman ang pinangako noon. Ang importante lang, ang problema kasi sinasagad nyo hanggang sa gutter.
Hindi ano namin doon, iurong namin doon. Ito dati, ginuitan to, pwede daw dito magtinda. Eh, yung naman po kasi nung ano, giniba niyo, baka naman po, pahingin namin na makapagtinda kami dito. Ito ang guhit po siya.
Pero once na may lumampas yan, kukunin ko. Malito na away, ha? Oo, sige, away. Kayo ang kwartya ko dito. Okay? So, wag na kayong tatawad dito. Ha? Ito ang compromise natin. Tanggalin natin to. Pwede? Ha? Kasi daanan ng tao to eh.
Nowhere for pedestrians to walk. And you'll see the PMP here again with their SWAT team to provide security to the MMDA and to keep public order. And if you look over here, you'll see the vendors are now taking their stuff off the sidewalk and putting it inside. And that's the thing here. They have a space where they can do business and they won't disturb pedestrians, they won't disturb commuters. But that's not what they want. They really want to block the whole road So commuters have no choice but to walk, and they have to go through all the stores and buy stuff. And although there's a few people taking down stores, there's still a lot of people just standing around pretending to be busy. This is a common trick of the vendors. They will try to look busy, and they will waste as much time as possible in the hope that the team move forward. And then when they move forward, well, you don't have to worry about them for another day. But as we've seen in the past, if the team started to confiscate this stuff, you would see vendors running from every street to quickly take this down, and it would be gone in maybe 10 minutes. So although they're dismantling these stores, they're still allowing the vendors to use this space. But what they're saying is they have to be in line with that pillar there, and the store should be facing that way. The thing is, these kind of compromises very rarely work. I've never seen it work. Look at Manila City, where they say to the vendors, okay, you can have this much space in the road, and now pretty much every road in Manila City is being completely overtaken by vendors. So yeah, unfortunately, when you give an inch, they take a mile. And considering by the afternoon this road is impassable, that road is impassable, I don't think this compromise will work. And unfortunately, the vendors have run electricity again going to the middle. I can't even count how many times they've cut the electrical wires here, but every time there's more electrics. You may remember last time the team went here, the man came out of the store and said, please don't confiscate it, it's expensive. But every time they go here, he's running new wire, so I'm pretty sure he can afford it. Like I mentioned before, these are professionals. These are not struggling vendors trying to make a basic living. You can see they're selling copied DVDs, like pirate DVDs. They're selling counterfeit sneakers and shoes. They're selling bags. These are professional vendors. Over here you can see more vendors trying to look busy, but not really moving their stuff. It's really what happens every time. They will try and waste as much time as possible because they know the team can't stay here all day, every day. So as long as they waste enough time, the team move forward to deal with something else, and then they don't have to move their stuff. There's a lot of people here. What's going on?
Usapan na, usapan. Kung mahawakan ko, kung mahawakan ko, wag nang papalag. Tapusin nyo na lang sa Pasig. Tutupusin nyo sa Pasig. Huwag kayong makipag-away. Hindi kami nakikipag-away. Trabaho lang ang ginagawa namin. Naunawa namin kayo. Naunawa namin kayo. Pagod na kayo magtinda. Pero ayusin natin sa tama. Pamilyado kayo, alam namin. Kami pamilyado rin. Hindi kami nakikipag-away. Kinokorek lang natin lahat. Paliwanag. Tandaan nyo, bigyan ko ng 1 week. Papasukin ko to. May complaint na to. Sabi ko kay chairman, lilinisin yan. Ngayon, kung makuha ko dyan, pakiusap lang mga kapatid. Assalamualaikum. Galangin nyo yung trabaho namin. Ngayon, kung ayaw nyo sumunod, umuwi na kayo ng Mindanao.
Sa amin lang dito, sir, naghahanap buhay lang po.
Correct nga.
Hindi po kami naghahanap ng away o gulo.
Correct, oh.
Yun ang pinunta namin. Karamihan dyan yung santaw ninyo, yung may mga rin ng kariton yan, dyan nakatira.
Oh.
Saan po nila ilalagay yung mga
Ay,
kariton?
hindi ko na problema yun.
Kaya ngayon ang namin.
Problema na ng barangay, ng lokal, etc. Kami, nakiklearing lang kami.
Sir, nagsipasok ninyo dito, sir. Nagsisipasukan yan.
So hindi yan ano sa inyo.
Ang iba, sir, hindi yan mga taga riyan.
Alam mo, kayo ba ang may-ari nitong kariton?
Isa po. Yung isa.
Kasi napapansin namin yan kasama si Kapitan. Every time na magkakonda kami ng operasyon, tatakbuhan kayo rito sa looban na ito. Ito, marami ng reklamo rito na hindi nakakadaan ng sasakyan dahil nga nagtatakbuhan kayo dyan. Ang nakakasagabal dyan, base nga sa report namin, yung mga kariton na standby dyan, nag-aantay kung kailan naalis ang MMDA, saka kayo babalik sa gitna. Ngayon ang instruction sa amin ni Sir, talagang totally pag inabot kayo, kukumpiskay na yan. Alam naman ninyo patakaran ng MMDA. Pag yan ay nakumpiska, lahat ng makukumpiska kaya is considered as garbage. Basura na lahat yan. So hindi na yan makakabalik. Kung kayo man ay pinagbibigyan at binabalik yan, yan ipakonsuelo na lang sa inyo. Sana sa susunod, hindi na maulit yan para hindi nyo na makukuha nyo. Pag naudalawaan yan, hindi nyo na makukuha yan. Basura na yan sa amin.
Usapang lalaki, usapang babae, usapang Kristiyano at Muslim. Tayo magkakapatid, bilang Christian, Muslim. Ayaw ni Ala ng ganun. Ayaw din ng ni Yawi. Maliwanag. Yan, pagbibigyan ko sa ngayon. Sa ngayon lang.
So you can see the vendors now taking those carts away. They were going to be confiscated, but now they're not. Just another warning. I don't know how many times there's been warnings here, maybe 15 years. And if we look back over here, you can see that many of the vendors are still on the sidewalk. If you look over here, these people have never moved. In every operation I've seen, they have never moved at all. Because what they do is they just pretend to look busy, or they move their stuff over there. Then when the team move forward, they put it back. They're just playing games with the MMDA, and they do not take the MMDA seriously because there's no penalty, there's no ticket, there's no confiscation. If your motorbike was parked there, you'd get a ticket for illegal parking, 2,000 peso. But if they block it with their stalls, there's no penalty. If you look, you can see the vendors are just joking around, smoking, laughing. They don't take it seriously. And now the teams move forward, you can see the vendors are already bringing their carts out and putting them back in the road again. And you can see these guys are on a go slow again, just trying to kill time, waiting for the team to move forward. And then they won't have to dismantle this. If you look on the back of the sidewalk clearing truck, they have a bunch of signs from Manila Water. The vendors were using them to block the road. Apparently there's about 20 of them sitting in the MMDA compound. So if anyone from Manila Water is watching this, you can go there and collect them.